and Adventures by Charles Dickens, date of publication 1848. Prologue, in which the audience is welcome to our show, and in which that same audience is impressed upon to further enlarge the already inflated ego of the host by honoring him with a completely unwarranted yet excessively raucous round of applause. That most wonderful and appreciated audience is instructed in the interactive nature of the show, paying special attention to their role in it, which is to shout out suggestions whenever a performer on stage leaves a blank in their sentence and makes this gesture. To practice, Mary walked into the drawing room and saw a octopus. She was surprised by the octopus because it was playing a guitar. And the song it was playing, written in 1848, was called Spider? Player. Well, whatever that was. Excellent, excellent job. And in which that audience is introduced to the cast of our show. And special attention is paid to the hero of our tale. Whose first name is Joe. And whose surname is Pumpernickel. However, we do not meet Mr. Joseph Pumpernickel in the full, ripened maturity of adulthood. Rather, he enters our tale in the seeds of infancy. And so, the life and adventures of Joe Pumpernickel. Chapter 1, in which we are introduced immediately to 3 people, 2 of whom are a young married couple, and the 3rd of which is their daughter.
I do love the smell of bread in the morning.
Well, go and have some then. Mr. Pumpernickel, I believe the recipe has been perfected.
Mrs. Poppernickel, it was only 7 years of attempts, but it appears that you are correct.
Oaky, I hope.
Yes, the most dire sensation of oak in the back of my gullet.
Dire?
Dire in a good sense. Darling, please try.
It's not there yet, Mr. Pumpernickel.
Am I still in trouble? Could I please have some bread, Mother? I'm oh so hungry.
Here you go. Have this rotten batch. I'm done making bread. I'm ruined with bread. No more bread in this household.
Darling,
It is really bad, Mommy.
I believe you're too hard on yourself. It was quite fine on my palate.
Mommy, all of the other kids make fun of me because all of your food tastes so bad. And I'm not trying to be a bad little girl, it's just the truth.
Well, I'm sorry. I did not grow up baking my own bread. We had a very nice baker at my household. And so, I am giving up cooking altogether.
Darling, you are being dramatic.
We shall hire all our food from the local takeaway.
Oh, can we really do that? That will be so great, Father. Oh, please, let us have all our meals brought in.
Come, you two. I thought that we had made a pact that we would make all of our sustenance in-house and stop relying on such trifles as the outside world to provide for us.
Well, my pregnant self cannot stomach my food anymore.
I see, so you cannot have another bun in the oven then.
No. I'm thinking that we shall eat out at a restaurant from now on, until we bring in a cook.
Oh, please.
Surely we can afford it.
That sounds good. And Mommy, she's going to have a baby, so she shouldn't really be cooking.
Darling, I did not wish to share this in front of our daughter, but times are lean. And I think that us sustaining our eating habits by going out each and every evening would be unwise for my coin purse.
Things are not well with work.
Unfortunately not. The yield this year was suboptimal. I'm trying to sell produce throughout the city when it is rotted with fleas. Why, no one wants to buy.
Hello there, is anyone in there? Hello? Is anyone home?
Yes, I will answer the door. Yes, we are expecting you, please.
Oh, what interesting fortune you were expecting me. Well, you see, I was just passing by and my carriage, it broke down.
Oh, I see, you are not the deliveryman.
No, I am
Then
sorry.
we were not expecting you.
Well, but if I may trouble you for just one moment, you see, well, this is a most unusual request, but I am late for a very important meeting and my carriage has thrown an axle wheel and, well, you wouldn't happen to have some sort of adhesive, some sort of tacky substance that I could use to fix my wagon? I would make it worth your while. I wouldn't ask such a strange request. It's just that as I was passing by, I thought I smelled some sort of chemical coming from the home.
Oh, it's Mother's bread!
Well, oh, yes, I see you.
You can't even chew it. Maybe it will stick your car together.
What? Doughy, tacky substance? You mean to tell me this is meant to be a bread? No, this will never do. This is a feat of modern engineering. Why, I'm sure that with this elixir, I could sell this on an industrial scale.
Well, taste it.
I'd rather not.
Well, wait, weren't you late, good sir?
Wait!
You say this has some potential to be sold?
Perhaps, yes.
And in what profession are you, sir?
Well, I am a burgeoning entrepreneur. I've just purchased the factory down on 3rd Street.
Mr. Pumpernickel, with me. Do you really find it okay to invest our money and livelihood with this eccentric man?
You think I ought to do that?
My
I was
job
asking you!
Did I make such a proclamation? I was just staring at him, dear.
I'm sure I could make it very worth your while. Imagine the fanciest clothes, dinner out at the nicest restaurants.
Ooh.
Why, if you would join me in business, whoever is the inventor of this concoction, why, we could take this world by storm.
Chapter 2, in which our narrative leaps over 2 years, and we visit the executive office of Pumpernickel Adhesive, where Mr. Joseph Pumpernickel and his business partner are discussing bread.
Well, I've I've just come from the shareholders' meeting, Pumpernickel, and this will not do.
Please, could you keep your voice down? I have the little one, unfortunately.
Indeed, it is most unprofessional that you insist on bringing that child to work with you.
It's only that he loves the smell of the adhesive. He won't sleep without it.
Damn it, Joseph. Are you allergic to success, my man? We have got the golden goose here. Your adhesives. It's selling like hotcakes, ironically. But why do you insist on trying to make it a bread still?
Well, you see, sir, it was always...
Please, we're partners. You can call me Mr. Moneybags. I know my name is Mr. Johnson, but I like to be called Mr. Moneybags.
And I wonder why I got into business with you, Mr. Moneybags. It's simply put that my family has a grand history of bread making. We come from meager background, and why, of course, I made it big at first with my vegetable producing business, and I never had much of a hand in any of the cooking, but it's my job, my duty, nay, to keep the Pumpernickel name in the public eye by producing breads. Sorry.
Mr. Pumpernickel, Joseph, I let you have your little R&D workshop in the factory, and I have let you bake and experiment all these 2 years while we made money hand over fist on your adhesive. But there comes a time, my friend, my partner, to admit that sometimes the family talent skips a generation. There's no need to be ashamed. Sorry, darling. I just get so excited talking about adhesives.
Well, I will say that my family has been most pleased these past few years, now that we can eat out every eve.
Were those new mink coats I saw your wife and daughter wearing?
Yes, they were. And they're quite ravished with them. I only wonder that we have fallen into a life of material wealth, and I'm getting away from the traditions my family instilled in me.
Very well, Mr. Pumpernickel. If you insist, I shall buy you out.
Pumpernickel! Mr. Moneybags! Are you in there? I can't wait for protocol. I must come in. My goodness, sir, that baby each day looks more and more like his proud papa. May I have the honor of holding him within the cradle of my arms?
Yes, tender thumb, but be careful.
My goodness, I look into his eyes and I see the future of the kingdom, sir. Mr. Moneybags.
Mr. Tenderhooves.
I see that all business endeavors that have had the golden touch of your thumb have flourished nicely.
It is well put.
The office looks more like an executive suite in one of the finest corporations on the exchange than a start-up adhesive business. I must say, my friend, I am proud to call myself your brother.
Yes, well, what do you want?
Well, perhaps a word in private, if you know what I mean.
I unfortunately believe I do. Joseph, please think about what we've talked about. I shall speak with you later. Goodbye, little one.
Brother, come now. You must admit by now that he is not the business partner for you.
I have tried to shepherd that man along, but in spite of himself, he cannot be successful.
What is it about you, brother, that makes your heart enfold the lowly and downtrodden?
I have a particular place in this heart of mine that beats for that man and his family.
Brother, I have met with father and uncle today.
Ah, yes?
Well, I shall cut to the chase. They are demanding that you sever ties with Pumpernickel.
Why?
He is holding you down, sir. Why, this adhesive company could be one of the most wealthiest businesses in all of England, and yet you are constantly dragged down by his reticence.
You're right. Oh, we've sunk more money into that R&D bakery than I care to tell.
All you need to do, my friend, all you need to do is obtain the exclusive rights to the adhesive recipe.
Very well. He's never shared the chemical composition exactly with me.
You must achieve that knowledge, sir, and you must have him sign this paper. And once he is no longer in the employment of this firm, then father and uncle have agreed to advance you the £70,000 you requested in order to expand the operation across the entire continent.
Pumpernickel's adhesives shall be sticking things together globally.
Yes. One more thing. The name, the Pumpernickel name. The public has been unduly attached to it for some reason. That paper also allows you the exclusive right to use the name Pumpernickel.
I see. Very well, Reginald. My task is at hand.
I shall leave you to it and send Joseph in. It is the right thing to do, brother.
Try to make sure he doesn't bring the child in with him. I can't bear to look at it.
I shall sit in the foyer and bounce it upon my knee.
Yes, careful.
Joseph, fantastic news. While you were out, I had occasion to try this tray of today's bread's recipe.
Yes?
Every day for the past 2 years, you've brought me up samples, and, well, I'll confess that they normally end up in the wastebasket. But I tried today's, and it is delicious. Oh, you've done it, my man. You've finally done it. And, well, I realize that I'm just holding you back here. I think it's time for us to go our own ways. You have a gift, a God-given gift. Your surname is apt.
Well, it's Poppernickel.
Of course. Well, yes. I mean, it's appropriate. I was discussing with my brother what we must do, for we both tried your bread and found it divine. I will give you a small amount of seed money if you will sign this paper. No need bothering it, reading it. Everything is above board. You shall have a bakery. I'll make sure to see of that. Enough money to open your own small bakery. And I'll continue to oversee things here at Pumpernickel's Adhesives.
I must tell you something.
Of course.
You know that we have a very advanced ventilation system in this building?
Yes, well, the fumes.
Yes, and you speak quite loudly. Everything you discussed with your brother, I heard whilst I was in the other room.
Joseph, I wouldn't think of you as a eavesdropper. Well then,
And yet,
where does that leave us?
I shall still sign it.
You will.
My family has been so happy that we've had all this money and success and their mink coats and whatnot, and yet I yearn for a time of simplicity, to go back to just a simple life that my forebears had, and this is the opportunity.
Very well. Then, please, use my pen.
I hope they aren't too cross with me, but they shall see in some time that we will be much happier for it. I believe it so, especially the little one, little bitty Joe.
Chapter 3. 10 years have passed since this day, and we now see the Pumpernickels in their home, and little Joe Pumpernickel, now at age 10, receives a very unique gift, which is
An octopus.
an octopus.
Happy birthday, my lovely boy. I have something special for you. Do you remember when we went to the aquarium?
Yes, I do, Mummy.
And Father and I took you and your sister Meredith to that nice restaurant afterwards.
I got fish and chips.
Yes, you were able to sample the wares of the aquarium on your dinner plate.
Of course. The one I love the most.
Well, my Joe, do we have a present for you today? We have something for you, and you get to decide. Would you keep it as a pet, or choose to have it as our lovely feast for your birthday dinner?
I've bought the octopus. He doesn't keep his hands off me.
Yeah, maybe if we grab its legs. Yeah.
It's got many. How long?
Yeah.
Oh, into the tank! Into the tank!
He's a cheeky one.
Well,
Happy birthday.
Thanks, Meredith. He's a cheeky little one, he is.
now, would you like to come up with the name, or would it be easier if you did not?
Well, I think his name should be Oscar.
So we've chosen to keep him as a pet, then?
No, we're going to eat Oscar. Octopus is chewy, Mum. And you make that sauce, I'll eat him all up.
Even with my cooking abilities, you would like me to cook it for you?
I'm just trying to make you feel good, Mum. Of course, Meredith.
Oh,
will
Mikey,
do the
no
cooking.
problem.
Please stay out of the kitchen. It's my birthday.
I'll be taking my leave. Watch is left on there.
Oh, well, what's that, Joe? It appears that you've left a little trinket. And oh, Oscar's playing with it. Isn't that endearing? Oh, you better be swift, son, to slice off its head before you grow too attached.
Well, I'll just do that in the other room.
Wait a minute. I think it's smiling. I think Oscar's grinning. Look at that, right there. I swear.
No, I think you guys are growing too attached. He's a cephalopod.
No such thing, son. Oh dear, he's attached himself to me. That's surely not a sign of anything. There we are, Oscar.
Yes, let's go ahead and bring it into the kitchen and get it ready to eat.
You're going to kill it.
Well, in order to eat it, I do believe it best to end its life.
It's got a tear now. It's crying.
All right.
Oh, poor little Oscar.
We can go down to the Thames and throw it in. It's fine. I'm pretty sure the tide's up. It'll be a little brackish.
Now, son, we've gone through all of the trouble to procure this cephalopod for you, and you want to just throw it out.
Father, I'm quite confused. First off, you asked if I want to eat it, and we don't have enough money to not be eating food what's brought in. Not since you've signed away all of our fortune for some unknown reason.
Joe!
Just so we could be